Hello, today I'm going to run through my pedal board. Underneath here I have a Powertrain 1250 which supplies everything on here except the zoom, which the milliamps are too much for the Powertrain to supply. The Powertrain, the selectable socket is on 18 volt because the MXR 10 band EQ is 18 volt, whereas everything else is 9 volt. First I go into the tuner, then the graphic, the compressor, the fuzz, line selector, zoom, back into the line selector, and then to the SansAmp. The pedals that I have on all the time are the EQ, the compressor, and the SansAmp. I play with the EQ section on my basses flat. I choose to use the EQ that on here to create most of my sound. I reduce the sub so that sound engineers don't hear it and turn the bass down. I found that for me sub on stage is actually detrimental. People, pub landlords have rattled bottles of whiskey off of shelves and pint pots and things like that. Sub for me, I don't find it all that useful on stage. Front of house can sort that out as and when they want, but for me, on a hollow stage, it vibrates and turns everything to mush. So I try to reduce it to a point where I can control it myself, rather than relying on a front of house guy to say that's too much and turn me down fully. The Boss TU3, not only as a tuner, I have it as a mute. So for extended periods of time when I'm not playing live, or if a cable's playing up or something, I just mute it. The tuner is capable of picking up as far down as A. That's as far as I've used it, but I mean, it's going a good way down. It loses it. E. It's just ridiculous. It picks up really, really low frequencies. It's a great tuner. Not all tuners will go as far as your normal E. I've had problems with the Behringer tuners before in the past, not picking up your regular E, which that's no good. That's no good. As a bass player, you can't afford that to happen. I boost 120 because that is for me. I find that to be a strong frequency. It's in between what a bass drum usually runs at and guitar. That is going to be my strongest frequency that will cut through. And I also boost a little bit on round about 1000. That might alter depending on the room or what else is happening on stage, but round about 1000 or 500 or 2000, I will tailor that to the room. The Ashdown dual band compressor, I will set the input to whatever bass I'm playing. If it's a loud bass or or a quiet bass. I will get a ballpark figure with that and then tailor it on that. This is partly the reason why I have the graphic before the compressor, is because I can fine tune the compressor, because if you go past the 0 on the dial on the compressor, you will overdrive and it sounds terrible. So I can fine tune it with that. The fuzz, this is a really cool pedal. I don't use it all that much. Mostly it's for like metal, and like occasionally I'll use it as like a boost pedal, but this is probably the least used pedal that I have on here. The crossover section is absolutely fantastic, and the blend, the ability to blend it and have the crossover is fantastic. Into the line selector, I have it set on A and B mix. The B is the zoom and A is straight through. So if I want a mix of dry signal and wet signal, it's there. If I want wet signal, just wet signal, I'll turn that down and maybe turn up a little bit. But it gets round the difficulties of selecting things in the zoom. I have it so that there's presets, so it's A, B, C, etc, etc. So I can preset it and then turn it on, turn it off, preset it again, turn it on, turn it off. And for me, it works. You've got options of 4 pedals in one. It doesn't take, them two together don't take up a lot of room, but that gives you a lot more control over that. And together, for me, it works amazing. The zoom for me is an absolutely amazing pedal. It's not fastened down. I can disconnect it, take the power supply and the pedal, put it in my flight case and fly. The tuner on it is absolutely amazing. The Zoom tuner and the Boss TU3 will pick up frequencies on a 5 or 6 string bass guitar. The B string tuned down to A, like a full tone. I've never gone any lower than that myself, but it picks it up. Some tuners like the Behringer won't do that. For me, that is an amazing tuner in its own right. For the money, I would buy that as a tuner. But as well as that, you get any 4 pedals that you would like, with the ability to swap between them. Then I go into the SansAmp. Now, the thing about the SansAmp that a lot of people don't mention, and I absolutely love this pedal for it, is the blend control. No, I don't think I've seen a video on YouTube where anybody actually mentions the blend control without the drive. If you turn the drive on, the blend is wet and dry, so there's no overdrive, and there's overdrive. But if you turn the drive off, you get solid state type sounding emulation, and if you turn it to the other way, you get tube amp style emulation, and for me the tube the tube style emulation is more tube sounding than any tube amp I've ever heard. So it's actually a little bit too much. I absolutely love that button, but like I say, I've never seen anybody pay attention to it. But I tend to have a little bit of drive just to sustain, just to break it up ever so slightly, make it slightly hairy. The presence, I do. That's the button that I tweak most on this. Normally, I would have that set to 12 o'clock, but if I engage the fuzz, I just knock that up a little bit, because that makes that sound a hell of a lot nicer. Over the years, I've had loads of musicians saying, "What's a bass player need pedals for?" I personally don't think a rock bass player, for instance, can do without a compressor. And if you're gonna do like some sort of solo or go up the dusty end, you need some sort of a boost in one form or another. My setup might not please a lot of people. I actually don't care. This is for me. These are tools. It's like a mechanic has a spanner. These things work. This works for me. I can turn up to one band one night and it fits. Go to another band the following night and it fits. No matter what the situation is. Anyway, I hope this has helped in some way. I hope it's given somebody ideas. I'd like anybody that's got a Sans amp and didn't know about the amp emulation on it. I hope you give it a go. Let me know what you think. And again, the line selector with the zoom, for me, it just makes it work easier. It just takes that little bit of doubt. Am I going to press that button too many times? It takes it out. You press the button as many times as you like and then turn it on. It works. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope this video doesn't turn out to be too long. If you like it, subscribe, do all those internety things. Have a good day. Cheers for watching.